The Radiomaster Pocket is arguably the most popular radio on the market today, and for good reason. It's got a great form factor, it's rocking ELRS, and it's coming in at an insane price of $65. But there's always been one thing that's held it back a little bit, and today, I think that's going to change. G'day, Stu from UAV Futures here, and today, we're going to be upgrading my Radiomaster Pocket, which is my #1 radio of choice, with these bad boys right here. So these are the brand new gimbals, fresh off the press from Radiomaster. We're going to be upgrading these. These are full CNC gimbals. We're going to put them inside the Pocket and basically make my dream radio. Now, if you're just getting into the hobby, let me tell you right now, you do not need to buy these. These are a high-end gimbal. We are making the dream radio here, but the standard gimbal that comes in your Radiomaster Pocket is more than enough for a beginner pilot. Like, I still choose this radio today, even in this base form factor, and I've got access to all the other radios out there. So what we're gonna do, let's make it even better though. So we're gonna take it apart, bring you along on the journey, and find out how easy it is to change your gimbals over. If you love the form factor, which is my #1 selling point of this radio, like that's what does it for me, I'm gonna take this to the next level. Let's do it and put these AGO1s inside. All right, so the first thing we should do, let's have a look at the gimbals themselves. You can see they are very, very small, and I'm kind of impressed. They're a full CNC gimbal. You've got some full-size ones here, and if that's in the roof cam, they have really shrunk down the size, and I can't wait to get these into the radio. But be warned, of course, this is a premium upgrade. Like, we are talking, these gimbals are more expensive than the entire radio itself. So you're gonna get 2 in your little pack. Let's get them out here. And the beauty is too, if you're worried about soldering, don't be. There is no soldering required to do this upgrade. It's really easy. It's plug and play. The next thing you're gonna need to do, thank you very much, is take apart our radio. So let's quickly do that. Now, a good little tip right here. You can see I flipped mine upside down. We've got the plastic gimbals we're about to take in. We're gonna put the full CNC ones in just a little bit, as well as doing a case upgrade. I've taken the back off. I'm not gonna take this part apart because look, I actually quite like the feel of this, although I do want the pink plastic on the front. But one little tip as well, the original boxes that they come with, so for the gimbals, keep them. You're gonna wanna put the old gimbals back in, and also it's a great way to work on your radio and hold it in place without damaging them. So you're not gonna be putting any pressure on the gimbals or anything like that. Now, first things first, I'm actually going to take this entire radio assembly out, put it in my new pink case, and then with a bit of an editing, we're gonna have 2 holes. You'll see you simply need to unplug them. So that's these little parts right here. And then we'll jump into putting in the gimbal. So let's do that and show you what it looks like in 3, 2, 1. Boop, boop. Radio, there it is. The case is looking awfully pretty. And all I had to do, it's so easy. If you're just doing just the gimbal change, it's gonna take you like a third of the time that this took me. But I've switched my case over, and then if you're taking the gimbals apart, it's just 4 screws. They unscrew, and then Bob's your uncle, you're ready to put your new ones in. A couple little things to note about these Nano gimbals themselves. They simply slot in, and there's going to be 4 little screws that come with that. That's what's going to hold the gimbal down. So we're going to screw those in just a minute. But here is something you need to know. So for most Mode 2 pilots out there, honestly, that's probably like 95% of the drone audience out there. This little screw right here is what you need to put in to screw so it becomes a free or like a holding position. It's not going to return to the center every single time. So that's going to be on your throttle, because when we flip this upside down, throttle is on the left-hand side. Otherwise, if you don't do that, it's always going to return to the center, which is the case for our pitch and roll, which is going to be going in here. So let's put these in. And the other part to know as well, if you would like a little bit of tension on your springs, or I guess a little bit of a resistance, you need to tighten down. It is these top little bolts right here. That is how you adjust your tension on them. So that's it done. Let's put it back together, and then the fun stuff. Let's go out to the field and fly around what I will consider the perfect radio. So let's go do that in 3, 2, 1. Just cruising this thing around with the Nano gimbals on the Pocket, and I gotta say, of course, the Pocket, it's my all-time favorite radio. I had no issues flying around with those stock gimbals or anything like that. But the ability right here to be able to upgrade, and because I use this so much, for someone like me, I actually thought they're a bit more expensive. Coming down at 60 bucks, I feel like this is definitely a worthwhile purchase. A lot of the Pocket strengths lay in, oh no, I've hit a tree. Hang on, let me go get that. But like I was mentioning, the Pocket strengths are its size. Like, that's what everybody loves about it. It's how easy you can transport it. And now if you can upgrade the gimbals for really considerably cheaper than most other radios on the market, if you've got these gimbals and the normal pocket, it's still coming in cheaper than I'd say almost any other, you know, the T16s or Boxes or any other jumper radios and things like that. So for me, I love it. Actually, talking about the gimbals themselves, they feel great. Probably a little bit smoother than the standard stock gimbals. I have flown the stock ones a whole bunch, but it's not going to be an absolute game-changing difference. Don't expect double the feel or anything like that. I just got to say, they're really high quality gimbals. I really like them. But are they going to be for everybody? That really determines on, you know, do you have an issue with the stock gimbals and do you really need to upgrade? Do you want to get the best of the best? Or if you're just happy with some of the stock stuff? It's sort of, the part I like about this is it's all good options. Whether you're flying around with the stock, whether you do want to upgrade, you're definitely going to have a good time. So awesome job, Radiomaster. All right, let's bring this in before I cook this battery. It's going to land behind me, but I realize that might not be the best with all the rain we've had. But yeah, otherwise, the gimbals, I'm kind of a big fan. With that all said and done, here's the hard truth or the facts about these Nano gimbals. Should you get them? I would say for most pilots, the standard one is more than enough. Radiomaster might not like me saying that, but do I like them? Yes. Do I love them? Yes. Do I want to keep flying with them? Yes. Like for me, somebody who flies as much as I do, I feel like this is sort of like that little treat. You might spoil yourself a little bit and say, hey, I do want to get those. And probably the important relationship is when it comes to these gimbals, it is not a linear scale on return on investment. So the base budget ones, the cheap gimbals, they are more than enough. They do an amazing job. But just because these are like double, triple, whatever the price is, doesn't mean the performance is going to be that much better. This is like exponentially or deponential, what's the opposite to that? Like basically, the more you spend for this, don't expect it to be 4 times better in the hand or anything. Yes, it is better. Yes, it feels really nice. It's silky smooth. I love what it is. I don't want to go back to those ones, but there's nothing wrong with those ones. So you need to consider that and say, hey, is it worth dropping this? How much flying do I actually do? Do I like the form factor of this radio? And if the gimbals are the only thing that you want to change and you want to keep your radio for a long time and you think, yeah, that's it, well, it might be worth considering that upgrade. Let me know what you think, and if you're getting into FPV, besides the extreme version of what these gimbals are, this starter pack is probably the best pack you can get in 2024 moving forward that's like digital, just an awesome way to get flying.